Hello, hello, hello. It is Monday. That only means two things. Christmas is getting closer. And today is Bob, Randall, and Company live right here. I'm Bob. He's Randall. Say hi to everybody, Randy.
Hey, good to see everybody. Hello, Bob. Hello, Angie. Hello, everybody out there. Great to see everyone. It is that time, the season. The transformation has begun. For me, one
Yes, it
weekend
has. It
down, two
has.
more to go.
Yeah, you're looking good, man. It's amazing when you go back natural as you do each year. And then that first time you see you after your processing, big difference there, man. Big
It's
difference.
like, wow, yeah, for the first time around, it's all right. I got, before it gets that as white as the snow, as the story says. I got two more times, but that's okay. I'd rather do it slow and easy. It'll be
Oh
ready
yeah,
for that first photo shoot on October 28th, so I'll be ready.
not too far away. Makes me want to drink eggnog and eat peppermint sticks. When I see you looking like Santa, it
Uh, it,
puts me in the
it
mood, right? Puts me
it
in the
is
mood.
it is so crazy. You go someplace, we're go regulars at a couple restaurants, and you go in one day, and next day they give you that look, a second look. That's like, it's like, was that the color before? Like I nobody at church all day yesterday said a thing. I walk into church
Oh my
yesterday,
goodness.
nobody said a thing. But that's okay. It's fun. It's fun. Can't be any more
Well,
thankful at the time of year. But that means
yeah, I guess they felt like they would just focus on church and not focus on what changes you had made.
yeah, so that's okay. I don't mind.
Yeah.
It was great. Oh, beautiful. So how's everything going
Well,
down there for the weather and everything? How you guys doing?
speaking of beautiful, yeah, it's 90 degrees here today, and mostly sunny. There may be a cloud or two out there, but from my window perspective I have right here, I don't see any. But
It's 93. Look
oh,
at
her computer says 93, so
Yikes.
27%.
27% on the humidity.
Mom.
Wind blowing northwest at 1 mile per hour. Thank you there, Nightbot, and the assistance of Angela on that one.
Well, right on there. Look at that. Fantastic. Yeah.
Puts it right
Wow.
up there, doesn't it? Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. It just pops up there. You just
Of
the
course,
new.
now that only works on the YouTube. That is a YouTube bot that they've put together to make the chat boxes more interesting, and Angie picked up on it. She's been playing with it, having fun with it. So
Yeah, that's
very good.
cool. Technology is crazy. The things that it can do. I mean, it really is.
I know. It's
Whatever.
a ever
Whatever
changing
happened
world
to
we live in.
using one of these things? Do anybody ever use these anymore? Does any guys know what these mean? I don't know. Good
I
old fashioned pen. I don't know if anybody even uses them anymore. We were had my I was
I
out with
do.
my.
Oops.
Well, you got a
I,
bunch of them.
I do have a few of them here. I got one that's got a hair hanging off of it. He's a hairy little bugger.
We were out on Saturday with my grandsons were with us, and the younger one. We were at this kind of a eclectic, different store, and they had an old fashioned typewriter. You push and button,
Wow. Yeah,
with a
yeah.
ribbon and all that. He's looking at it. He's just going. It's like he was kind of dumbfounded. An old fashioned typewriter. He was like, "What?" I
Did
said,
he know what it was, or was he
"Yeah,
having to ask about it?
he did, but he was just kind of amazed to see one. It was probably back from the it was a real old one, probably a good at least 40s or 50s typewriter. It was really big, and so it was kind of fun to see him going. This is crazy. You guys used that a long time ago, and but look at how much technology changes everything. Just couple letters, couple numbers, and you got the weather report. We used to walk outside. Is it raining? No. Oh my goodness.
Our old typewriter wouldn't do that for you, would it?
No, no, not at all. Not at all. Yeah. Well, we got a good bunch of people showing up. Hi, Santa Chris. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Santa Doug's here. Ray's here. Ernie. Good to see you, Ernie. I saw Sean earlier. I thought I saw AJ. Hey, AJ. Yes, we'll see you at the Michigan Santa Expo coming up next week. Bill's here.
I
Bill,
seen where everybody up there
Bills.
in your neck of the woods is getting excited about this. Seen where Sean and I believe it was Santa Mel was talking, and Sean says she's going to be sure and bring her hat, which is fun. All right, I dropped the ball today. I forgot to log into YouTube before the show started, so that's what I've been doing over
Oh, it's
here.
all right. Don't worry
Noticed I've
about it. We
been
got saying hi to
busy doing.
Paul's here. Who else did I miss? I know we got two Bills here. I missed Bill Coates and Bill Gorbett. Hope I pronounced your last name properly, Bill. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm glad you're here. Hope.
Yeah, we normally have two Dougs. We have Santa Doug up
Yep,
in
we got to.
Indiana, and we have the Doug Wright here in Dallas with me, which is one of my closer Santas here to me. Doug's been doing it for some time also. All right. Well, you know what? I guess we'll wait till we get down to the middle of the show before we talk about what we're going to do here on Monday. But for
We
now,
can,
let's go ahead and jump into that something
yeah,
burger.
let's do this first. That'll be good, and we'll let them know what's happening for Mondays soon.
Sounds good. Did you say where AJ is so excited?
Yeah, thanks, AJ. I'm looking forward to meeting you live too, AJ. I really am. It's going to be great to see you up at the Michigan.
One of his idols,
And
Randyl, there
yeah,
in person.
yep, it'll be good. Also, Santa Chris, I need to get in touch with you about a couple of dates that I can't do. Maybe I'll get in touch with you, and so we'll I'll get in touch with you, Chris, Santa Chris, about a couple of dates.
I know. I agree, Chris. It's such a transformation. When you, like I said earlier, you see Randy every day, or once a week, and he's natural, and then boom, it just kind of jumps up here and all white looking, and it changes your appearance. It's
Yeah, it
crazy.
really. What a bunch of what a little bit of bleach will well a lot of bleach does.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Well,
also,
you didn't have any after ill effects from it, did you?
no, see,
That
I'm
went good.
very fortunate. I've been doing it now for bleaching for like 15 years, and I don't have like any real problems. Thank goodness.
That's
It
good.
doesn't really irritate my skin. I can sometimes I'll. It's pretty strong to get near the mustache, up the nose,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's hard to breathe a little bit. But I'm gonna knock on wood. I'm very fortunate. It doesn't really affect me that much, and I got this. I feel very comfortable and safe with the lady that does it. Her name is Charlie, but but it is a lady that does it, so she does a good job. So I'm pleased. But
What's
it
in
does.
that name? I think out of all the names that are crossover names, where it's a man's and a female's name, Terry, for instance, can go both ways. But I think out of all of those, my favorite has to be Charlie. I don't know why.
You
Charlie
could
just seems to fit
it it
as a female as well as it does a
it
male. And
does. It fits fine in fact, we're talking 40 years ago. The person that used to be my barber then, a lady, her name was Charlie. This is not the same lady, but now this one's that's been doing my hair this way is Charlie. So I guess I got this trust for lady that the hairstylist that named Charlie. So
I like it. I like it. All right. Well, this is
all
our
right,
hot topic segment, as always, on Monday, one of our favorite parts of the day. We get started with this one, and Randy's got a good one for you again today, as always. So take it from
all
there,
right.
Randy.
All righty, guys. Thank you again, Bob, for letting me go first. Always so polite about that. It's just a question I got for you guys and ladies, of course. If you could make one change in your Santa or Mrs. Claus business, what would it be? If you could make one change, what would it be? Or what would you change in your performance? Just kind of curious. If there's anything you would change as Santa, Mrs. Claus, or an elf for the business, is if it's just an idea. Do you want to change so you don't have to deal with the customers? You know, doing contracts. Would that be a better change for you? Would it change that you would only do sitting events, or you? I'm just curious. What there's something you would want to change? Just kind of curious.
Randy, when you look at the broad spectrum of the different flavors of gigs that we do, there's a lot there to, there's something there for everyone. Let's put it that way. That's where I'm headed with it. And like I said, I didn't I didn't so much mind my first 2.5, 3 years of doing those independent contracts, negotiations, getting the gigs lined up. But boy, it is a lot easier just to get up, put your clothes on, and go to work every morning as a mall Santa. So
That's
I don't know at this point. I'm pretty content with what I'm doing. I've got several good photographers I'm working with, and the mall keeps me busy from start till from can to can't is the way I like to put it, from start to finish, can to can't. So
yeah.
I don't know that I really have anything that I would want to change or do different.
Yeah, I same thing. The first thing was the same with your Bob, is that I didn't have to deal with the customer's booking, contracting, and actually the hardest thing was selling myself. Even though I sold
Yeah,
myself as an entertainer, I wasn't good at selling myself. So one of the other things I was with, we talked about, I then got into the habit of selling myself as a third party. Instead of telling them how great I am and how good Santa Randall is, oh, Santa will come out and do this. Like I was an agent selling Santa Randall, or me doing magic. So that's what I changed to make it easier for me until I got enough confidence and to roll it off about selling it. So that's what I wanted to change about the business part, was not have to I was never good at toot my own horn like that. Um,
right.
so it was that's what I wanted to change like crazy,
Well,
and I did when I learned how to do a third party sale.
that's hard to do. Talk about yourself, or I mean, yeah, it's. I think a lot of us, or most of us, are probably pretty humble at who we are and what we do, and it's a little different when you first get into the industry. You want to find your niche in the community. You want to go out and let people know that you're Santa now, and you go out and boost yourself and pass out a lot of business cards. Well, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But there comes a time after a few years you kind of want to go incognito and just go have a dinner without being interrupted. And I guess like any, I wouldn't say any star because we're not really. I wouldn't consider us like a movie star or a Hollywood type, but yeah, it's a little bit of the same thing. A lot of times you get recognized and folks pull you outside. And that reminds me, our Texas State Fair opened up Friday night, and we haven't gone the last couple of years. We are going to go this year, but probably this next Friday was the best time for the whole family to be able to get together and go. But I can't go out there even with no red on, processed the way I am. That I can't take two steps and somebody wants to talk to me about being Santa or
Yeah,
get a
that's
picture or and so yeah, that I guess if there was one thing we could change was to be able to go incognito a lot of times without being recognized. But for you, you talked about contracts. You're a year-round entertainer, so you do. You're multi-talented, multi-faceted with different types of gigs with your magic and all the things
yeah.
that you do, balloon and the whole 9 yards. And so you do probably more contracts than the majority of us. You probably done more contracts in 1 year than most of us do in what, 4 or 5 years.
It gets crazy sometimes. Just one right
Mhm.
after another. I mean, but I've gotten used to it now. But I shouldn't say this word hated, but I hated doing contracts, and I was horrible at procrastinating to getting them out years ago. And that's the business, and because I was never good at that business part of it really to begin with, but then I had to keep the business going, so it's
Yeah, yeah,
but as long as you can find a streamline like the ones I've got now after all those years, it's streamlined, just like we do for the show here. Fill in the blanks, bing, 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 fill in the blanks.
yeah,
So that I streamlined it to there. I mean, the olden days, like you brought a pen out earlier, it was all written. It wasn't. I didn't do it on the computer. I hand filled it many, many years ago. But that's
hmm,
probably why I didn't like doing it, because my printing was so bad. It looked horrible. But but yeah, it's
yeah. Now with the technology, it definitely would be. be a lot easier process, or is a lot easier process than it was back when you had to do pen and paper, mailing it out, waiting for it to come back.
Yeah.
Don't get it back within a reasonable amount of time. You contact the client. Hey, I sent you that contract. Did you get it, or did it get lost in the mail? The backwards and forth. And it could be time consuming for sure.
There's one other thing that I asked about. There's something you'd change, like to change your performance. I would like to change to be able to play some music. I play the little Bluetooth speaker, but I would like to be able to play a musical instrument. I think that would
Yeah.
be so cool. I bought a ukulele. I tried to take lessons. Some reason it doesn't work. I would love to do that. That would be the biggest thing I would want to change in my performance, especially when I'm doing home visits, to get it out and just to play something and let them sing along quickly. That's
Huh.
would be my a super
And my
goal.
cousin's my cousin's joined us. Maybe he can
Yeah, Mike can teach me how to play the ukulele.
call
Yeah.
mine and teach you how to play ukulele. Of course, get Dr. Bruce involved. And hey, I bet you they could pound it into your thick skull one way or another.
I don't know. It's pretty dense in there. It's pretty dense in there. It's crazy.
All right, you ready
Uh,
to see what they got to say
yeah,
out
let's
there
see
in
what
the
everybody's got to
chat?
say. Make sure I go all the way back up here. Make sure we got to go. All right, that's probably Santa Doug. There we go. Santa Doug said, not a thing. We have such diverse clients. The events, I think we are blessed and able to have what we have. And that's cool that you're that. I mean, and you don't have to change a thing. That's what Bob said a minute ago. There's so many diverse things. We can find that niche for us. We don't have to change a thing about it if we don't want to.
You
Great,
know,
great.
Gordon Bailey has a whole chapter in the Red Book, the first book, on basically that very same topic is, and it's a simple one. You've heard it a million times, but you find what makes you happy and you go out and figure out a way to do that. And therefore you won't ever work a day of your life. It won't be work. It'll be fun. It'll be, something beyond burden. Uh, and I don't know how you make a whole chapter out of that, but Gordon did.
You know how we used to be able to talk for hours without really even taking a breath. Um,
Yeah.
Ernie says, having someone to do all the paperwork, keep track of the schedule. As far as the performance is, I love doing all the kinds of things. Same thing. It's the business part of it that's the hardest part, and I agree with you, Ernie. That I've gotten over that, but I'd rather not do it. But I don't. I've just learned that it is a part of the business. That's why.
Yeah, even if you had a business sense to you,
Yeah,
and you've been in business and done those type of things, comes a time when change is good, and then you step into another realm as the Santa community, and boom, you got to do contracts again, and even if you're used to doing those type of things, it would be nice not to have to do that. I agree with you, Randy.
yeah. Doug Wright says I would change having to do Santa taxes.
Oh
We would
yeah,
all love not have pay taxes,
oh
but
yeah,
and breaking out of all those things you need to do to itemize your deductions. Oh my gosh,
amen.
it just feels like you're at like a deposition or a court date when your accountant's going, what was this for? What was this for? Here's the receipts. What was this? Oh boy, I that is my most nerve-wracking day every year is to go to the accountant, even though I have all my ducks in a row and I'm as honest as I can be on all that stuff. I mean, that's just because I don't want no red flags to go up. But yeah, I agree, Ernie. That's Doug. I'm sorry. The second list going through the very difficult procedures to allow to work in hospitals. Other than that, I love doing everything else. Wait a minute, let me go back. The second list is going through the very difficult. I guess it must be rough for Doug's area to go some because you want to see the children, but sometimes they just probably don't allow or don't want Santa in there. That's very
That's a whole
possible.
different protocol.
Yeah, that's Sean White says, I would like to see the direction change into advertising, commercials, bigger stuff on stage. Well, you've always been an actress there, or said, okay, just say actor. I'm not sure if that's politically correct to say actor or actress anymore. Um, you've been a performer, let's put it that way, to
Well,
do the bigger stage stuff. That's very cool. especially commercials. What fun that would be.
And
AJ,
she's got what it takes. So
yeah, you've got
pursue that,
the,
Sean, and good luck on it, and it will make you happy if that's your dream or something you want to do. As we were speaking a while ago about Gordon Bailey,
yeah,
figure out what makes you happy and figure out a way
to
to
get
do
it.
it and make money at it.
Yeah. AJ says, but I only have some public events. If I get asked to do, I don't use a booking service, but I only do this for friends, family, and maybe in the future I'll do a lot of gigs. Right now, friends and family. And
Yeah.
AJ, man, I got to give you thumbs up for doing friends and family. They're gonna love you. You're gonna bring smiles, and that is the bottom line, buddy. To bring smiles. That is that's what we want to do. Um, so
And, and two, I'm sorry, Randy,
it
I thought
doesn't
you
matter
spoke.
if it's you're doing a stage thing. It doesn't matter if you're doing thousands of people at a or expensive country club or you're doing it at a house for family. Man, the bottom line is those smiles and those memories. Don't ever
Right.
forget that, buddy. Don't ever forget that.
And AJ, you got a plus right there with you. You got Mama. Connie could help you on the booking, the paperwork side of it. Let's put it that way. I don't know if you have or if you haven't, but Gig Salad would be a good spot for you too. Sign up for Gig Salad and pick and choose. You don't have to do everything they send you, but try to pick up one or two or three or four more gigs and kind of fill out your season and let Mom help you get that started. She can help you do that. And I'm sure she's willing.
And probably I don't know if it gets out if you could kind of in your little bio or in your little description of you tell me you're special. You are very good at special needs. I mean, you have an in, so I think that would be a good thing. And like Bob said, you do one, you do two. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Thanks, Mike.
and like I said, there's a niche for everybody.
Yep.
You know.
Thank you, Mike, for saying that. Uh, Santa Chris says, I would like my storytelling to be instantaneously improved. It's quite a learning process for me. I mean, being a storyteller is far different than reading a book. I mean, letting people the way you talk, and so they visualize the snow, the cool breeze. I mean, you have to really. That's an art to tell a story that you get. Everybody gets the senses while you're telling a story. Yeah, that would be a great thing to change instantaneously, Chris. I agree. That's would be something to learn and to grow on is
Branding inflection in your
yeah,
voice and in your vocabulary, descriptive words that you can kind of add or throw in sometimes if you're storytelling, where if you're reading, you pretty much go by script. And uh, those are things that you can do that will enhance your storytelling skills. But inflection, I think, is really the most important. And a lot of us don't have a lot of inflection in our voice. I try to, when I'm doing a story, be more, descriptive and inflection in the words that I'm saying. But that's a good lesson. That would be a good exercise to work on, Chris.
yeah. That's I mean, just even what Bob said, the little inflection to know when you get a little giggle about something, or a little softer talk, just to change the whole thing of whatever story you're reading. It really enhances the story, not just getting the whole senses, but just even that's a big thing.
And
Chris,
if we could all learn a thing or two from you too, Randy, because your stage presence is something that many of us don't have that gift starting off. It's something that you have to learn and you have to develop as you go. Is that stage presence, and part of stage presence with an audience is knowing when to pause and give the line a moment, or when to add that inflection into. And you're great at that, and I think
that's
we could all take a lesson from you on that part.
so right, Bob. What you said is about that adds so much to your character
Hmm.
and your stance, the way you walk, the way you greet softly or with command. That makes a big that gives you your stage presence. It really does. And if you want to learn how to walk, put your Santa boots on and put a robe on and walk around and videotape yourself with your shoulders back, your stomach out, and just, you can't just walk, like you've got your gym shoes on. You've got to have presence like that, and that's
Went high stepping.
yeah, and then also be able to scan the audience and look and then look at somebody directly and kind of give her a smile, and it's all about pulling them in. Um, that is the fun stuff. That's the fun stuff. Chris also says, now that you mentioned music, I would love to be able to sing. Boy, I'd love to be able to sing too, Chris. Man, I can't carry a tune in a wheelbarrow. I tell you, it's terrible.
Now, you know what? We got real quick a shameless plug here if we can.
Oh, sure.
We've got Dr. Bruce Cotter who's coming to San Antonio as one of our presenters.
Good.
And one of the things that he will be talking about is how he can teach anyone how to sing, even if you can carry a tune, even if you're deaf, tone deaf or whatever. He says he can help you learn how to sing without getting laughed at. So I'm looking forward to that one because I'm definitely in that category.
I would be a challenge for him to prove that, but that's okay. I mean, yeah. Ray Bradshaw said, "I love those 4 hours phone calls." I'm not sure what that.
Gordon Bailey.
Gordon. Okay, yeah, there you go. Sorry. Um, thanks, Mike, for let's chat about the ukulele. Great. Ray Bear, I think it's about the ukulele. Mike Ray Bradshaw says, "I don't think I would change the thing. Save the distance to our studio." That's okay. Watching. Scott's watching. Good to see you. Good to see you, Scott. Muzak. Just got a link for something from Santa Doug. Good. Mitch is here. Good to see you, Mitch. Scott says it's the same way for you. Same way you start over. It's the same way you have to tell your backstory. I tell the story. Storytelling backstory. Storytelling as well. Sorry, must be a word missing.
Yeah, I think so.
That's okay. It's basically he wants to.
Yeah.
You've got to know your backstory, just as your, where you met Mrs. Claus or a little bit about the Aurora Borealis, whatever it is, and you're going to need. That's what you need to talk about your, if you're going to do storytelling. Good to see you, Santa Mark from Alabama. Hope everything's safe down there.
Again, Randy, a plug here. Yeah. I do a presentation for Sat Bobs and Cornerstones, but it's what's the difference in storytelling and storytelling? And it pretty much goes through reading a book, storytelling, and it goes into your backstory and how Santa is one of the biggest storytellers on the planet because of the nature of who we are and what we talk about and those sort of things. So I think it may be what Scott is talking about. I'm not sure.
Gotcha. That's great. Great. Thank you. Yeah. Santa Chris says, Mike Hutchins, absolutely in the area of making me nervous. I'm very uncomfortable singing. And some people just aren't comfortable singing. That's probably maybe that's my problem too. What Santa Chris was saying, I'm just uncomfortable with it. Even though I sing at home, I don't feel confident for other people to think I'm any good. So it keeps kind of the mental blocking. I agree. He's Dr. Bruce is a dictionary on that kind of stuff. Shannon, good to see you. How you doing? And fantastic. Yeah, there's so many different, and most of it has had to do with the business that we would like to change, like the hard part of the business. And that can help out. I'll put a plug out too for Kringle Tracker. That can always help Santa's do stuff. If we don't like to write our own contracts, you just got to, like I said, for me, I've got it down to fill in the blanks, and that's what Kringle Tracker is, just fill in the blanks, and it keeps track of everything else. So
I'm glad you brought that up, Randy. That is perfect. That's for the guys who are looking for that one-stop shop place to be able to run their business, and Kringle Tracker can do it by far.
Yeah. Joseph just showed up. Hi, doing? Good to see you.
Great. Till Mama Bayless is on. AJ's mom, Connie. Hi, Connie. We've got Santa Mark from Alabama. Roll Tide there, Mark. Bama doing good this year.
Fantastic as always, guys. You guys always have such great input. Can't thank you enough for all the input and everything else that you give some of these questions. Bob's got a great one as always too. It's 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 a good thought. Good thoughts
Go ahead
coming
and
up,
throw in
guys.
a hi to Joseph Cunningham. He's joined us. Good to see you, Joseph. See, Santa Scott threw up another one down there, Randy. I don't know
Oh,
if
I'm
it's come
sorry.
through on your end yet or not. It just
I,
popped up.
I love singing and mostly in the shower, but I am tired of them shutting the water off every time I sing in the shower. See, I always do it in the shower and somebody turns the water on cold. So I get out real quick. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, it's like you just got
Uh,
it. You want to sing solo, nobody can hear you. That's
Very
the way
good
it
to
is.
hear.
Derek is
yep.
here. Good to see you,
Mark
Derek.
says that Georgia, they won, Bama won against Georgia this week. They did. And about that time, Derek Dugan chimes in from Georgia. So let the party begin. But he says late to the party, checking in.
Glad
Good
you're
to
here,
see you,
Derek.
Derek. Hope you're doing better, brother. Keep your chin up, man.
Good to see you. Glad you're here.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Santa Scott says that's right, Randy. So, okay, let's go ahead and move along to the second question we have today. And this one is, how many of you send out after visit follow-up questionnaires to your clientele? After visit surveys can be a great way to analyze your performance. This gives you a basis to judge your performance based on feedback from those looking from the outside. Great way to improve your performance. How many of you do that? How many of you ask your clientele, hey, what did you like? What did you not like? Or what would you suggest to do a little bit different? Was there an area of my performance that you was wishing I'd done more of, less of? And those after questionnaires are fantastic. We use them in schools. Our schools, we do that. That way we know if we're hitting the topics that folks want to come to school to pay their hard-earned money to see and learn about, and it helps us define which direction to make the improvements going forward. How about you, Randy?
Yeah, I actually on Santa ones when I first got started, I did them for the home visits. I did them for a lot of the country clubs, a lot of the any of the big box stores and any things like that. You can't do them with because they have nothing to do with you. But yeah, I
Right.
always send them out for my magic here throughout the year. I have to. I have to send a reply how they liked it. Let's talk about next year. I mean, it's a whole. I mean, it's not too long, but it asks a little bit of everything. If they'll even. That's why I got some of the on my websites. Of course, the testimonials. That's where they put them on there too. So it's great to even a place to get testimonials, or if they want something different, like my 2 weeks from now, I have 4 days at Toledo Zoo, um, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I always send one out, even though I've been there 16 years, 17 years. I send one to them because I want to know what the director wants a little different next year. Even though I'm doing the show, do you want the same show again? Do you want me to? I'll add something new. It just keeps that communication going. It also makes you look at, like I feel, even though I'm not doing it, a little bit more professional by sending that letter out, um, or questionnaire, whatever you want to call it. It's I think it's a good thing. It's a lot of it wasn't easy getting into the habit of doing it, but I'm thankful I started and got in the habit of doing it because it's helped the magic business, Santa business, because I did a lot of agency work too, so you can't touch those. You're just hired Santa to go there, but that's okay. Um, but I think it's a good thing. I don't know how many of our members, people on here, I'm sure they do, especially to know that to hear how you did, and that's a good thing.
Well, two things. It gives you an opportunity also to reach out to your client and thank them another time. You never say thanks enough. And two, if it's a regular home visit that you do year after year after year, you have two ways of approaching those, because some families want that traditional same thing you do each year, the same story. Don't change nothing. It's perfect the way it is. Our children have love to learn it, have fallen in love with that as a tradition, you might say. And then it also gives you that opportunity for our client to say, well, you've read Twas the Night Before Christmas every year. Can you change it up and give us something different? And that allows you to custom tailor your visits. And
that
I just
that
think it's a
gives you
great
plenty
way.
of time to make that change. If
Yeah.
you're, I mean, I love doing the night before Christmas. I just think it's a classic, like Bob said. It's something that a lot of the clients like to hear because they only hear it once a year anyway. But some people want it a little different, so it gives me time to learn something new and then to do your inflections to make the story a little bit more than just reading the pages. So it's a good thing.
Eric says he does follow up. Mike Hutchins says we send out thank you cards with survey feedback links and also a reminder to rebook for the coming year. That's a great point too. Add that rebook in there. Go ahead and get their commitment early and get them on the books. And that'll save you time later on in the year when we're like we are right now, getting into crunch time and things get more hectic. And so that's a great point, Mike. Santa Doug says, great idea. Never did that, but usually a lot of them rehire us for the next year before we walk out the door, which is a good sign. Love the idea of questionnaire afterward. Yeah, Doug, it really is just another way to reach out, say thank you again, and just pick their brain. I mean, find out what they like, what they didn't like, as I said. And uh, I think it I think it just feels more professional on our end, and it makes the clientele, the customer, feel like that you're connected. I mean you have a vested interest in what you do for them. Doug Wright says, I don't. We get pulled aside by the parent or the person who booked us, and they give us instant feedback. That's great. That way you don't have to do the legwork later on, which is always positive. We then just discuss what we liked and didn't while driving to our next home visit. Good point, Doug. And Doug and Diane basically do home visits, and they've got a whole regiment of books, stories, props that they use in their home visits, and that's one thing that both the Dougs have in common. And it seems to work for both the Dougs and Jenny on Santa Doug and Diane for Doug Wright. And that's a great point. Kevin says never have used a survey, but it is a good idea. Well, good. Maybe by mentioning it and bringing it up that you guys will reach out and test the waters and see what you get back. And if you like it, use it. If you don't, throw it away.
And a lot of times now, of course, we do a lot of interaction with our clients through the email. So it's a pretty, if you have a stock questionnaire done or survey or letter done, it's a quick email to send to them. If they don't send it back, they don't send it back. But it's still pretty easy to get done if you have it done that way. Because I'm sure most of us get phone numbers, email, and we get all that information. Just send an email out. You don't have to do the snail mail. You don't have to print something out. Do an email,
Right.
which is much easier.
And on the other side of that, if you're one of those who likes to look at the analytics, you can always look at the analytics in your emails and see your success rate on opening up that email. Excuse me. And again, kind of keep track of who responds back to you and who doesn't, and that kind of gives you an idea. Try again one more time later on, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or just wait till next year and try again. But try to put that on your agenda to do, and see what feedback you do get. Ernie says that he sent thank you follow ups, but has not sent questionnaires, and thinks it's a great idea. And Ray Bradshaw says, I will do a handwritten thank you card with a wax seal and an old fashioned touch. That's a good idea, Ray. That gives it that Santa North Pole feel.
That's
And
very cool.
that's a touch that most people will appreciate, I'm sure.
I've always wanted one of those seals to put the little wax thing in on a little. I think that would have been neat. I never purchased one. I probably should because I just think
I've
it's
got
got
the
that
seal. I don't
real.
have the wax to do it with. All you got to do is get a candle, I'm sure.
Yeah, that
I've
can
actually
drip.
got the stamp. Yeah.
A lot of candles don't drip. They're dripless candles now. Most of them are now, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm sure they
I-
can't be that much. But I haven't bought the stamp. I think it'd be neat. It's very classy. I think that's very cool. Cool deal,
That's
right?
it. Tides are changing, seasons are coming, and things are changing for sure. All right, Randy, I think we've run through those pretty good. Santa Scott says check with Spangle and stuff for Santa for the wax seal. Ray Bradshaw says he has about 100 of them. And Derek Diggins says special wax for seals. Go to Hobby Lobby. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Great. Now, do they have
Fantastic.
even the stamp? Will it have like a cool North Pole or Santa look of some kind?
When
Huh.
all else fails, go to Hobby Lobby.
Well, I'm going to be at Hobby Lobby on the 15th. I know that'll be not till the 15th, but I'm going to be there on the 15th.
Santa's best friends, Google, YouTube, Hobby Lobby. And Hobby Lobby didn't list, aren't we?
We're going to have
Yes.
to. I didn't
Derek
know they
says
had that.
they also have the stamps, Randy.
Wow. Okay, cool. Thank you. Wow. I'll be there on the 15th. Me and my daughters are getting down. That's the second anniversary of the accident on the 15th. So me and my daughters are getting together for the day and lunch and gonna go shopping. And so we're gonna Hobby Lobby was one of the shopping things to get to go. So
Bradshaw says Amazon, Temu, and AliExpress also have them. Derek says you can also create your very own custom stamp, which would be really cool.
yeah.
Hey, look who just showed up.
Yeah, Charlie, you're late, but that's okay,
Hey.
Charlie. Glad you're here. Congratulations on the beard award, Charlie. Charlie got
Well,
a beard
we were
award.
just wrapping up the hot topics, Charlie. So you'll have to go back and watch and catch up on that. Bob Litterilla. I hope I didn't murder that too bad, Bob. If I did, I'm sorry. January 2nd, Hobby Lobby, 90% off all Christmas.
You can go there now and get 50% off all Christmas stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep, for sure.
And Scott texted me and said Spangle has new product wax seal sticker, I believe.
Okay, so
It's a
check with
sticker?
Spangle. He
It's a-
thinks Spangle got it too.
I'll have to look and see. Is it a sticker that Spangle has? But I'll have to look it up and because I'm sure.
Ernie throws another one in the mix. Michael's for wax seals. I also have a press for gold foil with my brand name on it. Ernie, that's super cool.
Wow. I should have bought one a long time ago because it's classy.
Derek says several stamp companies on Google search. Cool stuff. Well, hey,
Oh.
that was very productive.
Thanks, guys. That's great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank
Guess
you.
who's going to get one in a couple days?
Stampprints.com. Derek's still throwing them in there for us.
Wow.
Charlie says Hobby Lobby is 50% off now. Bought a sign with a type of 90% off and fixed it with a Santa glued over the typo. Good as new. Oh, yeah. Custom. You know, it's worth a whole lot more now, Charlie, that you fixed it. Turn around and sell it back to them for a profit. Ray says my stamps don't run over $8 on AliExpress. Mike Hutchins says
AMG Deco.
amzdeco.com.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you. I'm going to have one for this year.
Yeah,
Thank
I think
you.
that's going to be the new hot thing that everybody's going to have to run out and get real quick
Yeah.
and use it on their questionnaire, their follow-up questionnaire.
Very cool.
Okay,
Thank you.
Randy, it's been a great segment. Let's go ahead and jump into our SantaCloset.org, and we'll be right back on the other side of this here.
Hey everyone, Angela Mack here for Bob, Randyl, and Company Live, the show about nothing. Season 3 of Bob, Randyl, and Company Live is brought to you by SantasCloset.org, where you can find all your accessories for the discriminating Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the elves. Visit Santa Wade's website at santascloset.org today, where they are known for delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since opening in 2004. The goal has always been to provide both a superior customer experience at a tremendous value. Their products are fairly priced, and Santa Wade strives to bring many different products to the Claus community. Visit the website and make your next season a truly special one. This is Angela Mack reminding you all to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randyl, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
All right. Thank you to santascloset.org for helping us out on Mondays. Winner's name goes in the hat also for scholarship for the NPC 2025. That drawing will be the last show of the season for TNL on Tuesday night of this year. That'll give you plenty of time if you are the recipient of the win to make your plans. Today is Monday Fun Day. Monday Fun Day, you might say, trivia. And we need a movie title in the year. Randy, take it from there, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. Again, guys, we need 2 answers for each one of the quotes. We need the movie's title and, of course, the year that movie came out. Here is quote number 1. We're not just doing this for us. We're doing this for the kids. Every kid who ever sat on Santa's lap. Quote number 1. Now it's quote number 2. It's Christmas Eve, and we are going to celebrate being young and being alive. Again, we need both a movie title and a year. First one again is, we're not just doing this for us. We're doing this for the kids. For every kid who ever sat on Santa's lap. Number 2 quote is, it's Christmas Eve, and we're going to celebrate being young and being alive. 2 movies and 2 different years. 2 different, of course, the years. So great movies.
Both
Great
of them.
movies.
Both of them. Definitely so. Well, and I guess this would be a good spot to throw this in there. Santa's Closet will be at the Baymont Inn. That's at 2200 West Wackerly Drive in Midland, Michigan, during the Charles W. Howard School. That's something that they've done since they took over Santa's Closet. Tom was doing it when Tom had it. Sam and Company, Sam Modelo is also over there. They for those of you who are familiar with CW Howard, they don't do vendors at the school, and so the vendors have figured out a way to still go up there with the attendants and do some business. There's also the Santa Expo that Bill Dindy is putting on. That he'll be over at the Holiday Inn, I believe it is. Isn't it correct, Randy?
Yep, it's at the Holiday Inn in Midland, Michigan. It's got
So
5,000 square feet of
5,000
space.
square
There's going to be a lot of different vendors there too. So
yeah.
stop and
So
get some things from Santa Claus. It's the best time of year, like I said, to get it. Make sure you have, if you want new buttons on your coat, pick them up. Any of the giveaways, pick those things up now so they're done before the season starts. Tomorrow's October. Most of us start in the end of this month or the beginning of next month. So perfect
and like
time.
you and I, Randy, we both have gigs coming up here in October. So, and I noticed a couple of folks yesterday said they've already started here in the end of September. So the season is beginning to grow for many of us. And this year again, with the limited amount of time between Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, we're a week shorter, a weekend shorter. So folks have kind of figured out a way to still get Santa. They've had to change their dates, and so they're all booking earlier and earlier, which is a good thing. So anyway,
we
Holiday Inn in Midland, Michigan, and the Baymont Inn in Midland, Michigan. Check out all the vendors at those 2 locations.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time next week. It'll be, is it? Yeah, no, following week, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we still got a week yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it can't be that quick yet. I'm not ready.
Yeah, that's well, and it is a busy time of year, like I said, with us having gigs, and I've got this big eat meet coming up Saturday. 97 folks signed up for that, so it's going to be a great eat meet. Then we're going down to the Decorators Warehouse, the largest Christmas store in North Texas, and it's Giant Warehouse, as it says in its name, and that's going to be fun. So we're looking forward to that, and just getting ready to start, being Santa here.
That's such a fantastic thing to hear. 97 people to go to a luncheon, to get together for luncheon, and then of course go to an event like that. An amazing Christmas decoration place. What a day! What a day to get together to do.
Yeah, and what's really going to be cool is the restaurant that we're going to decorates full blown. I mean, all out. I mean, it's like the Griswold. The ceiling is nothing but Christmas lights strung all the way across, which, figurines and trains on shelves that go around from room to room. And it's a phenomenal restaurant, Tex-Mex. And it's always been really good when we're there. They take really good care of us. And it's just a couple of blocks from Decorated Warehouse, so it's always a great place to go eat. They've got separate space. It's not completely sealed off to the rest of the restaurant, but it is got dividing walls that are short, and they put us back in the back. Of course, folks come from the front of the restaurant back to get pictures with us and talk and all that. So it's always a good time.
It is a sight to see that many Santas and Mrs. Clauses in one place
Mhm.
together. It is a real sight to see that much red and white and green and everything. It is a spectacle.
And speaking of red, I had ordered a dozen Texas State Santa vests, and they came in this week. So I will have them with me to pass out to those members who ordered and paid for their vests. And they're coming. They all look very good. Rhonda at Fancy Lee's did a fantastic job, as they always do. Want to throw a shout out to her and say thank you to her and Michael. Also, want to say thank you to Talbot Insurance Service. We as our network begins to grow, we get more and more folks are starting to jump on board, and Talbot, Larry Talbot is one of those. So let's run his deal. We'll be right back. Santa, home, auto, business. Larry likes to bundle. Reach out to Larry Talbot and
Just
check into what he has, and he can do you some good stuff. Believe me, many of us
don't
use
go
Larry
without
for our
insurance. Don't go without it. It's just not worth a few $100s. I know we don't
yeah.
always need it. I haven't needed it yet, thank goodness. Again, I'll knock on wood, but that one time can make a big difference. And of course,
Another shameless plug. Larry will be at North Pole Cornerstones in San Antonio, January 30th, 31st, February 1st and 2nd, 2025. He'll have his limited amount of magic props set up, and we'll be doing presentations for us. So
fantastic. It'll be great. I mean, it's North Pole Cornerstones. I mean, I heard it was fantastic last year. It's even going to be bigger this year, which you're going to talk about in a minute here. But it's real quick to become a huge event already. You're real proud of your guys' self, how much work you've done, and care you worried about the people that are attending. It's
we, and I've said this. I hate to be beat a dead horse, but we walked out of there Sunday back this last February, and we were all very proud of the accomplishment that we had put together. And actual actual working time about 9.5, 10 months to put it together. And the difference the things that we're doing different and the feedback is we talked about feedbacks that we got from all the folks that came. We just looked at each other and said, how in the world are we going to top this? Well, I didn't think we could do it, but this year, coming up in January and February, it's going to be twice as good. I'm so excited about what we put together and what we're still working on finalizing everything, but it's going to be a great time. So npcornerstones.com. If you're interested, jump over there and check out all the information on the website.
It's going to be
Okay,
4
Randy.
days now. It's going to be 4 days. Wow.
4 days. That's right. We expanded to 4 days, and we've got 10 special guest presenters, which we've added. We had none of those last year, so that's 10 extra presentations. Actually, a couple of the presenters are doing more than one presentation, so we had to expand to get everybody in, and so it's going to be fun. I can't wait. Okay, so we're going to jump into the upcoming guests and shows now. Man, oh man, I don't know how to go about trying to explain this, but sometimes things happen. I know y'all heard me say this before. Our guest for tomorrow night canceled on us. Something came up in her family and she had to step aside. She wanted to push it to next week. Well, we're already booked up for the rest of the season. So I kindly explained to her that if she could not do it tomorrow night, that we would try to get her on again or, somewhere around February, maybe for the North Pole Cornerstone special presentation that we'll be doing. But we'll work with her, get her back on her coffee table book, going to be something really cool to talk about. But like I said, things happen. We have had some cancellations this year. Some things that we had to move around and accommodate, but that's just part of the game that it is. So at the last moment, instead of trying to throw something really quick together, we about exhausted our our efforts at just throwing the shows together and talking about whatever we could find. We will come on live tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is the vice presidential debate. I'm sure many of you will want to watch that. So we're going to make it short and sweet, and we'll have an encore presentation that will follow that. The episode 38, season 3 from October 17th of last year, and that was our interview with Santa Claus. And the reason we're picking that one is it is one of our 2 top performing shows that we've had. And the thing about that is we had to accommodate Santa Claus because of the time difference at the North Pole. So we actually had that show like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks didn't get to see it. And so we're going to run it as an encore presentation tomorrow night after our short live that we're going to be doing. So check in for that. And Randy, go ahead and tell them about next week.
Then, of course, October 8th. Yes, it'll be October 8th already. Trisha Parrish will be talking about Santa Family Reunion coming up in 2025. Such a huge event, fantastic with fellowship and education and just great. But Trish will be here on October 8th, Tuesday Night Live for that one. Crazy. Mm-hmm. Then October 15th is, I don't know.
We're not going to say on that one yet either. We're
gotcha.
Still having a bit of backwards and forth there, so let's just leave it open for now. But the 3 shows following now.
October 22nd, Tuesday night, October 22nd is the 4th annual roundtable, getting ready for the season, which is something that's great to do. Getting the questions, you got any questions you want answered? You got any ideas? We're going to be a great panel. There's going to be a great panel of experts they're going to be able to talk to and a roundtable for that. That's on the 22nd. Of course, then the 29th is one of the most fun shows of the year, the Halloween special. Well, whatever. But that'll be on October 29th is the Halloween special. Then a week after that, hard to believe, will be the last show of the year for 2024. November, was it 5th or 4th? I'm terrible at that. Whatever that Tuesday night live, Tuesday is on the 5th or the 4th, will be the last one of the year. I probably could look at a calendar. The 5th. That will be the last, will be wrap-up show for the year. Don't forget the Halloween one. I better go back to that one. If you want to be a part of the Halloween special, Bob will probably talk about it too. Send Bob a thing saying the character you want to be. Again, you can't be Santa. You can't be Mrs. Claus. Got to put something together to look different. And we can fit you in. We can do a little, talk during the show, and you can be a part of there'll be prizes and just fun things going on. It's always a hoot for the Halloween special. But back to the 5th. It would be the last one of the year. It's crazy to think about that. Only a few more of those of the year for Tuesday Night Live.
Yeah. What about Monday, Randy? What have we
Speaking
decided
of only
on
a few more shows, Bob Randyl and Company, we will be doing 2 more shows yet for the year. Will be the next 2 Mondays, and October, I believe it's 14th, will be 14th. It'll be the last Bob Randyl and Company show of the season, also for 2024. Wow, yeah, we've got so much going on in October because I'll be gone to Toledo for a week, and we won't be able to get some things going for the last couple of weeks in October. So we are wrapping up. Bob, crazy to think that wrapping up the season. But October 15th will be our last show on Monday. So we hope you guys can join us the next couple of weeks. Bob's got a lot going on too, so it's going to be a riot to see you guys for 2 more weeks till 2025.
Yeah, we both, we're fortunate, Randy. We both have some good stuff that has, started coming our way, and so suddenly when we started the season, and the past seasons we've run all the way down to the week, before the last show for Tuesday, but this year's a little bit different. Like I said, with the shorter Christmas season and things changing and picking up some new stuff, and so we've just decided we're going to have to cut it off because we got to go to work.
That's part of that's the real job, is to go bring smiles. Like I said earlier, that is our job and our responsibility. Bring them smiles. So that's what we're going to
Eddie's got
do.
a ton of stuff going on. So
Yep. So we appreciate everyone being here on Monday. We can't thank you enough for joining us throughout the year. We got 2 more shows, of course, before the end of the year, and hope you can join both of them. But we know you guys are going to be busy during the season too. So,
and we've had a number of folks that's joined us late. Carl and looks like Kane Smith has come in on us. There was a couple of others up there that joined. Ted Flynn has joined us.
good to see everybody.
And Derek makes a really good point here. And thank you, Derek, for this. Derek is one of those that always got other folks in mind and thinking of others, and his big heart, his compassion. Please make sure you give a shout out or a nod to all the first responders in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia, and everywhere, and those who suffer devastations and loss of life. I don't know if you heard today, but the count's up over 100 now.
It's over
of folks
120. I
lost-
heard even, Bob. It was over 120. Yeah.
lost in this last
Just-
storm.
It's just devastating.
Crazy part about this storm was it made a little bit of a jog as it started up into the Gulf of Mexico, and it was just enough to throw the easternmost sector of the storm as it blossomed along the western coast of Florida. And places like Tampa Bay that wasn't expecting nothing but high surf ended up getting like a 10-foot surge of water. And then a torrential rain that came with it. The lucky part about the southern part of the track that it took was it was moving so fast that it didn't have time to put a lot of rain down on top of the storm surge. But once it went through Perry, and the same track that the last one took back in 1st of August, it's almost the same landfall. As it started through Perry and made its way into Georgia, it started to slow down as it started to get the gravitational pull of the earth. And man, did those folks over there get a lot of rain. I mean, roads are washed out everywhere. There are some towns that are totally isolated because they can't get out because all the roads are washed out. Bridges are gone. Houses washed away. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, the amount of moisture that it picked up is just devastating. They said some places got over 30 inches of rain. 30 inches, almost 3 feet of rain. I've had some friends that used to live in Asheville, North Carolina, and that's up in the mountains. I mean, that's not in a valley. And there, it's just crazy to think how much flooding is there. You see houses on stilts. Oh, we are on stilts. We're 10 feet off the ground. It's just sad, just so sad. And prayers should go out to everybody that lost anything, especially the loss of life. It's a sad thing.
Yeah, it is. So keep those folks in your prayers, and thank you. If you see a first responder, go out of your way to thank them. Go out of your way to bring up a conversation with them, and if they have time, listen to them. Listen to what they have. They may want to share something with you. It's funny how you can say something to someone. For instance, today I had to go to the doctor and have my regular blood work done, and the nurse there at my doctor's office, she mentioned something, and I said something to the effect of what she said, and we had a 10-minute conversation, which don't normally happen at the doctor's office. Normally they're pretty straightforward. They stay, in their zone. But this woman opened up about some things going on in her life, her personal life, and I was touched that she had chose me to talk about it. And so anyway, Mr. Allen says season is about to start. Connie Bayless says, where has the year gone? Can't believe it is October tomorrow. Yeah. And my birthday comes up next Sunday, October 6th. So happy birthday to me.
Bob's finally going to be legal after all these years. Finally going to be legal. He'll have his first beer or whatever he might do.
I got 1 foot in the grave already, brother.
Plus 50.
Huh?
I said plus 50.
Plus 50.
Ooh.
I'll be 71 next Sunday. It's hard to believe that I'm that old. Yes, 71. I know.
Honestly, Bob, where does time go? Think back how fast life has gone. When you're a child, a year takes forever. You're 5 years old, and oh my gosh, it's just forever. Now it's just a blink of an eye, and it's
Unreal.
just where'd the last 25, 30 years go? I
Yeah.
mean, it just how
Unbelievable.
can it's hard to. And the weirdest thing, like I said, I've tell people this all the time, is I know I'm my age. I'm 67, but it's like I'm doing the same thing now as I did when I was 13. I'm still doing magic. I'm still doing balloons. I'm still doing, and it's still in my head that I shouldn't be 67 years old, you
It's
know? And
funny. Yeah.
it's kind of a, what happened? What happened? Where did it?
I mean, even though your brain ages as you
Yeah,
do, your mental thought process still stays the same. I mean, you lose a little bit, but you still feel like you did when you was 20 or 30 or
yeah.
40. And, you are quickly, and I do mean quickly reminded every morning when you try to roll out of bed what age you are. And then you make your way in there to the facility, the little elf facility, and you look in that shiny thing and you realize there's a 70-year-old man staring back at you. And reality sets in really quick at that point. So,
Yeah.
all right, Mike Hutchins says, gotta make the jolly when we have the time to do so. I agree, Mike. Uh, Angie Mack says, it seems like time just flies on by so fast now. It's crazy. Hey, wait till you get to be my age, Angie. Derek says, town of Chimney Rock is no more, completely wiped out. Blake Elledge got devastation as well, fellow Santa and entertainer. I hadn't heard that about Blake, Derek. My goodness. Well, keep Blake in your thoughts and prayers, and I guess we're on the subject here. Another Santa that lives in Oklahoma, and I hadn't had a chance to talk to Scott about this since he's up there and he knows who I'm speaking of. Came to our Edmond, Oklahoma class a couple of years back. It was a newbie at the time, and Bo Turner actually talked him into coming to our class. Was in a tragic car wreck this last week, and he is broken up so bad. He has so many injuries and broken bones, as well as his grandkids. They all three are still in ICU. He wrote me and sent some pictures of what happened. A lady going 70 mile an hour crossed over and hit them head on. He was doing 40. And it's lucky that they survived, but they are really, really broken up. And medical bills are just stacking up like crazy. And he's reached out to let me know that he could use some help. Uh, Greg Allen, if any of you know Greg, Santa Greg up in Oklahoma City, if you can find a place in your heart to send him a get well card or reach out to him in a private chat or uh, even monetary if you can help him out. I mean, the bad part is he was upside down on the car and the car is totaled. Insurance is not going to replace it. That's just the least of his worries. The medical bills are 6 digits just for him, not counting the grandbabies. And so, they're looking at $500,000 in debt in the blink of an eye. So just want to pass that along to everybody today while we are thinking about it. Thank you, Bill, for the happy birthday. Joseph Cunningham says, blessing everyone, got to go. We'll see you next time, Joe. Larry D. Davis says, age is just a number. Y'all look great. Well, thank you, Larry. But you know what, brother? You're an inspiration for all of us. Derek Dugan says, praying for Greg Allen indeed. And if you know Greg and Derek had chimed in for that, he did a virtual for us there, and at that particular class that we did. But Greg made an impression on all of us. He was one of the most intuitive students that has ever come to any of my classes. He asked so many pertinent questions, quality questions, and was so connected throughout the whole 3 day class that we knew he was going to go far in this industry, but he won't be performing this year because he's got a long, long road of rehab ahead of him. Nick Casey says Sal Lazard, a longtime Santa, has been in a bad way for a bit. He wrote Being Santa, What I Learned About the True Meaning of Christmas. He has a GoFundMe as well. As appreciates book sales. He likes the book. That is a great book that Sal had won at many have read and refer back to a lot. Thank you, Nick, for that. Okay, gosh, we got off on that. Let's go ahead and jump in here and do our true. We do have a winner, correct?
Yes.
All righty, Randy, jump
Alrighty,
on
guys,
in
back to the two quotes again. We needed the movie and the year. The first quote was, "We're not just doing this for us. We're doing this for the kids. Every kid who ever sat on Santa's lap," is number one. And number two is, "It's Christmas Eve and we're going to celebrate being young and being alive." Quote one was from the movie Jingle All the Way in 1996. Quote number two was from The Holiday in 2006. And the winner is
Carl White.
Carl White. Carl
Carl.
was late to the table today, but he jumped right in and got that one correct. Very good, Carl. Fantastic. Yeah, Miles, the holiday. That was old Jack Black, wasn't it?
Yep.
Sure was. Sure was.
Man. Jingle All
And
the Way
Derek
was
is put up
funny
here
movie.
in the chat, and I absolutely love us, Derek, again, talking about your big heart and your compassion that you have, brother. That's why many of us look up to you, because you're always one step ahead of us, and we're just trying to hang on to your coattails, man. A suggestion. We as ambassadors should form a funded coalition to help those in need of their time of need. Would love to see this happen. With over 5,000 performers, this fund could satisfy many needs across the nation. Derek, I would love to be able to contribute as far as being part of the setting that thing up. I am so busy at this time, I can't even see straight with two schools coming up in February and the Christmas season and all, but that is a great idea. Maybe we could put a plea out for someone that has a few minutes that could help set that up. I don't know, Derek, if you're in a position to do that. I know things have been a little tough for you too, and but that is a great idea. Okay, very good. He says we are all examples, brother. Thank you. I'm going to look into this as a effort. Fantastic, Derek. Just use all the groups that we have, Sat Bob's, Tuesday Night Live, any of the other groups, and put the plea out. Have carte blanche on it.
Be glad to
Any help, we'll try to help
contribute.
where we can.
Be glad to contribute.
Yep. All right, Randy. Santa's Tips is next. You ready for that one?
Yes, sir. Let's do
All
her
right.
up. Santa's Tips. Hello, everybody, and thank you again for letting me do some Santa's Tips with you. A couple weeks ago, I showed you a thing about a newspaper and making a tree out of it and how to decorate. And I made a comment at the time about there was one to do with making a ladder. Now, of course, we all know that in the story, 'Twas a Night Before Christmas, there arose such a clatter. And in the movie, of course, with Tim Allen, it's a big deal about rose-colored ladder and all that. And like I said, I like to have fun with the different things going on in the book. And like I said, I've added the little mice, the not trees were stirring, not even a mouse. But also, I thought about adding this because it is just made out of a piece of a rolled up newspaper, and you can have this in your thing, and you could tell the story, and you could have the children help you, and you can make. If I can move back a little bit here, it's probably not good for sitting down, but you can make the ladder. You can make it grow and grow and grow. And you can tell more of a story about the rose-colored ladder, and it's just one more cute little thing you can do, and you can leave with them as a ladder. But it's all made out of just rolled up newspaper, and it makes you can even make this one, which is kind of fun. This is only on 3 pieces of newspaper. You can make it very, very tall, which looks very impressive when you're standing up. and a lot of fun for the children. But it's a very easy, just rolled up newspaper and a pair of scissors, of course. You just go quick halfway in between. You take a little cut, go halfway, take a little cut, go halfway. Then you go the opposite way. These are just little halfway cuts there. Whoops, halfway cuts there. Then somewhere in between here. Ta-da. It's very easy. This I would say you would have done ahead of time. You'd have it already rolled up and taped and all that ahead of time. But it's quick and easy then to make. And that makes the ladder. Again, very simple. Whoops. Don't pull that hard. You can really pull by that is what's better to do. Pull from in there. But it's just a fun little thing to add to making your story, again, a little bit more fun for the children. Rose such a clatter, rose-colored ladder. Whatever was in the Tim Allen movie. It's a fun one. Besides being just something fun to play with. But I wanted to kind of move this over here for 1 second here. I'm going to show this. This is actually was something that Santa Jim Tate showed me years ago. We all know about the pea shell, the shell game, of course. Got 1, 2, 3 cups. Now we all know. I want you to watch very closely. It's always fun to play this with children. Remember, the snowball's in the center. Watch very closely. Ready? Keep your eye on the center cup. Remember, the snowball's always in the center. Always in the center. Remember that. Maybe it wasn't always in the center. We'll have to figure where it's not there. Not there. It's not there. Oh, wait, maybe it's... Oh, that's right. It was there. Remember it. Always in the center. One more time. Don't forget, it always will be in the center. And no, it's not in the center. It's over there. Remember, it's over here. Now we're going to put it here. Then we're going to put it there. So of course you know where it is. Of course, no, it's not over here. It's over here. Wait a minute. Now I'm confusing myself. Let's try it again. It's over there. Good, very good. Let's take this one here because we know it's there. It's going to go over here, and then of course you know where it is. Of course it's I don't really understand how the snowball. Let's try it again. Over here. We can always keep our eye out for over there where the ball is. Of course, we all know it's over. That's right. We know it's over there. You saw me put it over there. Of course, that can go there. Now, of course, it's in the middle, right? It's not in the, it's over. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll have to figure out something, but it's, well, it doesn't make any sense to me what we're going to do. It just kind of silly how it just snowball goes everywhere. You can do a whole little fun routine of having children. They can know where it's at. They don't have to know where it's at. Of course, it's done with, whoops, where'd the other snowball go? Dun, dun, dun. Where'd you roll off to? Well, we didn't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Yes, that was a secret. You have just by plastic cups. What's great about these snowballs is all you have to do is just a slight squeeze and it takes the snowball up at the same time. So you just put it down, nothing there. Then it can be anywhere you want it to be. It doesn't matter because you're just doing a slight squeeze. And of course, the last one, you just kind of drop out of the way. You just drop it behind you. But it's a fun little thing to have with children. Then it's always good to take these. If you really want to, plan ahead of time. Mrs. Claus or an elf with you. Take these, bring a few more. Of course, then make ornaments for the tree. Take your snowballs. That just adds one more 15, 20 minutes to your show time at a house. Then turn these into ornaments and hang them on a tree. So a magical snowball then becomes an ornament. So just do one thing to another, just having fun with them. And it's okay if they understand how it's done. It's just for fun, gets them giggling, especially ahead of time. And that's the bottom line. We want laughs, we want smiles. Um, we don't need to be the all the perfect, because Santa is supposed to be a little fun guy anyway. So do that, have a little fun with it. Jim Tate was the one that used to do it quite a bit. He showed us at Maps that the red suit. Prayers to Jim. He's up in heaven with probably doing it right now, and be that besides his little elf trick. So thank you guys. Have fun with it. Just do it. Just have some fun with it. Same with making the newspaper thing. Something to add to your routine to talk. That one's a little harder to incorporate. It's always good to have Mrs. Claus or an elf with you. Then they can be doing that while you're talking instead of reading, doing it at the same time. So it's always good to have a helper do that. But especially this with the cups. Turns into an ornament. It's another keepsake, another way to remember you as Santa and Mrs. Claus. Take those memories and they'll book you again. Because there were so many of us Santas out there, Mrs. Clauses, but they can remember you especially because you gave them an ornament on their tree they're putting up. Yes, Ted, Jim was the inspiration for many of us. He was. Jim did a lot of magic for many years. That he was. I met Jim when I was 14 years old. So thank you, Jim, for that. I just thank you guys again. My pleasure. It's been such an honor to be able to do this for everyone, having fun. Thank you.
Yeah, much fun. That was fun, Randy. I enjoyed that. Never seen the ladder before. That was pretty cool.
It's surprising how many things you can do out of it. You can even find newspapers. I mean, you know how hard it is to find. It's hard to find newspapers. It's but I found some. You know what? The show is free, but the newspapers aren't free. It's $3 for a newspaper. It's crazy. Remember when they used to be 25 cents for the Sunday funnies and the whole big thick newspaper now?
Oh yeah.
Boy, it's hard to find a newspaper, but they're fun. It's especially free.
Derek says, "Thanks, Randy. You've made me chuckle, and that's a gift, brother."
Oh, thank you, Derek. Man, thank you. Man, that was very sweet.
All right,
Yeah.
I think let's go ahead and move along, and we'll get over here into our Santa's toy catalog. I hope that Mike Hutchins is still with us. I don't know that he's left. Maybe he has, but we got a little surprise for him at the end of this one. So here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Hello, Angela, Bob, Randyl, and everyone in our Claus family. It is so much fun to be back filing reports for the TNL network, especially for my favorite show, the ever-popular Bob, Randyl, and Company here on Mondays. Okay, it's time to get going here, so this is a sneak peek into Santa's Toy Catalog 2024. Each week between now and the end of the third season, we will highlight 2 new toys or games from top expert sites in the industry. Let's kick this week off with a look at what is sure to be a bestseller according to our experts here at the North Pole Village. Toy number 1 is a cool one. How many of you remember Teddy Ruxpin, who was all the rage back in the 80s, but it was really expensive and required you to buy tapes and books to get all the stories? Fast forward 40 years, and you've got Po the AI Story Bear. Po the AI Story Bear magically comes to life to tell you amazing, full-length, one-of-a-kind tales of adventure and imagination. Every story is made up completely from scratch, with some help from you and child-safe cutting-edge AI technology. Select a few simple ideas, in the form of predefined family-friendly icons, then listen as Po transforms them into rich, thoughtfully crafted adventures. Whatever ideas you choose, Po magically makes up all the missing pieces to bring your story to life. Manufacturer's recommended age for Po is 4 years old and up. Now let's look at our second toy for this week. Jurassic World All-Out Attack Tyrannosaurus Rex Dinosaur Toy Action Figure. This all-out attack T-Rex gives Rampage Attack and Evolved for Battle features to the most iconic species of them all. This action figure's Rampage Attack is a dramatic up and down neck thrash, along with a chomp action and roar sounds. The faster the button is pressed, the bigger the roars and chomps. This T-Rex is also evolved for battle, with teeth that grow to almost 2 times their size. Wrap it up just in time for Christmas. This attacking T-Rex makes a great gift for fans of Jurassic World and dinosaur play, ages 4 and older. That will wrap up my toy catalog report for week 2. Annabelle Chatterbox reporting for the Bob, Randyl and Company Live show, wishing everyone a great week. This time of year is the time to get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather, because winter will be here soon in most parts of the Northern Hemisphere. Angela, Bob, and Randy, keep up the great work, and as you guys know, it is cold and cloudy here most days. We still enjoy living most of the year here at the North Pole Village. We love the seclusion and tranquility. Guys, we will be back next week to do this all again. Annabelle, tossing it back over to you guys in the studio.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that dinosaurs are still very popular. Even a lot of requests from the girls for dinosaurs. I'm amazed at how many children are that come, and I have quite a few that can come, and I can name all the different dinosaurs, and I mean they are just really into it. And so that will probably be a pretty popular toy, as she says. And of course, the Poe, the AI bear, that's quite an improvement from the old Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin. I mean,
Yeah.
the price is good, and you can looks like you can, like I said, program your story yourself. That would be
Yeah.
fun. It's amazing what
Yeah.
technology is doing. That's
Just don't know, there are a few in society that's a little worried about the AI stuff, and I can understand that, and especially when it comes to children, we want to be protective of our children. So we'll see how that one lands, but it looked like it was very interesting, and she did a great job on reporting on it. Okay, Randy, what you got planned for the rest of the day? Anything?
today. Actually, I'm gonna go out to have some sushi for dinner. Is what I'm gonna do. But that's about it for today. And got a this is a kind of a halfway busy, slower week. But next week is nonstop. Starting next week between shows and till the first of the year. That's next week is kind of the starting it between going to Midland and then shows after that and shows after that, and then the season starts. So this is kind of a
That's a good
calm.
problem to have, and it's what we live for. So
Yeah, that's what
it's an
we work
exciting
for
time
here.
of the year for all of us, like, to be able to do what we've trained so hard to do, and share what we have in our hearts. So, all right, guys, we will see you next week. Like I said, we got 2 more shows to do here on Monday due to our busy schedule and ever growing schedule as far as that goes. So tune in, kick up your heels, join in the fun. It's all powered here by TNL Productions. I want to say thank you to SantasCloset.org and Larry Talbot Insurance Services. And thank you to Randy, Angela, and all of you out there in the audience. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for coming, and we will see you next week.
Thank you guys. Always love you all. Thank you. Bye. See you Monday. Be safe.